Welcome back to the Stoop football fans. It's your boy Lolo. I got Mark.
Hey.
We are on the Stoop in Brooklyn on a beautiful sunny 2021.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And you too out there.
Yeah, Happy New Year to everybody, except Chelsea fans.
We're still going to do a video.
You know, we've been getting some slack not having any Chelsea representatives, so we found ourselves a brand new correspondent, and you're going to meet him in just a bit. Naji's going to tell us all about Chelsea and their New Year's resolutions for his club. Before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe and click the bell, and you'll be notified every time there's a new video out. So, Mark, let's get to this Chelsea, whatever you want to call it.
The scum.
Ooh, Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Naji, welcome, man. Welcome to the Stoop for the first time, and albeit virtually, but we've been meaning to get a Chelsea fan on the show. So
you got the right one there. You got the real one.
The real one.
The real one.
Okay.
Okay.
So Naji, Chelsea, man, they were off to a killer start this season. Killer start. Everybody's talking.
Yep.
Chelsea's gonna win the league. Chelsea's up for the league. All sorts of pundits saying
Chelsea
that.
bought the league.
Chelsea
they
bought
spent
the league.
So much money.
It was looking pretty good for a while there.
Yeah, we started really well.
What's been going on, man?
Well, there's a lot of concerns, to say the least. We lost 4 of the past 6 games, in the league. The form of some of the good players is concerning, especially the German duo, Kai Havertz and Timo Werner. They're not performing to the level they need to perform.
Yeah.
Timo Werner hasn't scored in the last 9 games so far. He scored 28 goals last year with Leipzig in the German league. And Kai Havertz started really well, played really well the first few games, then got COVID. And then when he came back, he's not even playing in the lineup right now. There's a lot of issues with these players. Then you jump to the injuries. We've been struggling with injuries, and I'm not making any excuses, but it's as simple as that. Hakim Ziyech in and out of the lineup. Ben Chilwell in and out of the lineup. You got Reece James, Pulisic. It affects the stability of the team week in and week out.
So do you put the onus on Frank Lampard or on the players themselves?
Okay, this is very simple. First of all, Lampard needs to be concerned with the players that he bought in the summer. That's for sure. First of all, they're not really passing the test. And they've been struggling, like I said. They don't show up in big games. We lost against Arsenal. We lost against Man City.
You lost against a bad Arsenal team. Arsenal were bad at the time, and that's my club.
And you lost to the Wolves without Raul Jimenez.
Yeah.
We lost. Wolves played the best game I've seen them play.
We did play very well.
Yeah. And Arsenal played the best game we had played in months. So
big players aren't showing up in big games, but the lack of leadership on the pitch, you could see it everywhere. Azpilicueta, he's our captain. He's been our captain for a long time. He's been at Chelsea for a long time, but he does not bring it. He brings far fewer qualities than the likes of John Terry, Frank Lampard, Didier Drogba when they were playing with us. N'Golo Kante might be one of the best midfielders in Europe, but he's silent. He doesn't talk. He doesn't shout.
Yeah.
You can hardly hear Kante having an interview after a game. Mm-hmm. So that's not a leader that I'm looking for, on the pitch. And then Thiago Silva. He's just been in the Premier League for a minute. And he's captain already?
Yeah.
Did you let him adjust a little bit?
No, but that's a testament to your issues, and I think it is exactly what you're saying. Thiago Silva is the most likely to be your captain. If I looked at all of your guys, it would be Azpilicueta or Thiago Silva. I mean, the problem I see for Chelsea is you have too many of the same types of players up front. You have Mason Mount, Pulisic. You go out and get Ziyech. I rate him very highly. Timo Werner, I rate him very highly. But they're all this creative, very small, very creative, outside of the box players.
Right.
And you have Olivier Giroud sitting on the bench.
Exactly. Sometimes I don't understand Lampard's tactics and formations. He want to play 4-2-3-1 sometimes. He want to play 4-3-3 sometimes. He want to put Ziyech, Pulisic, Mount. Like, you have to stick to a formation, make the player get used to each other's, you know. You can't be changing week in, week out. And that's the problem on Lampard. There's another problem on Lampard. You play 4-3-3 against City?
Yeah.
If it was me, I would play 5 people at the back and play on the counter. You got really good, fast players like Pulisic.
Exactly.
You got Ziyech. You don't want to expose yourself against City. City looked really, really good.
Yeah.
But that's because Chelsea were really, really poor that game defending.
Yeah.
You know, there is a lack of, I said there is a lack of leadership, but Ziyech wasn't tracking back. That's a big problem. So one of the players that you spend a lot of money in the summer, that's on the coach. They're lacking motivation and they're lacking energy when they're playing. That's a really big problem to start with, you know.
Hakim Ziyech and Timo Werner, highly, highly, highly rated players.
Exactly.
To me, you did not need them. To me, you didn't need them. So you've been trying to force these players, and there is a learning curve as big as we want to say the Bundesliga is, and it is. There is a transitional period coming over to the Premier League. Everybody says it. It's on a different level.
100%.
And you can't expect, I'm sorry, but you should expect Timo Werner should be scoring goals.
Yeah.
But
He is missing.
you allow them a couple weeks. You allow them the first couple weeks. But he should be scoring goals like crazy, and he's not. He should be on the bench. I don't care how much you paid for him. Play him in the Champions League or Europa League or the Cups. Let him get match fit there. But right now, Olivier Giroud can't help but score. He cannot stop scoring.
He is my favorite
And you're
player.
going to lose him. You're going to lose him.
I want to thank you. I want to thank you for selling it to us.
Yeah. Well, we got Aubameyang out of it, so...
Look,
I mean, I miss him all the time because we have nobody of his size in the box, and he's a natural finisher. But, like you were saying, against City, you could have played 5 in the back and just had Olivier Giroud hanging out and waiting for that counterattack.
Exactly. Or play with a false 9. Somebody that could run. Somebody that could, try and take the ball quickly from Man City. Press Man City.
Yeah.
In their half, in their half of the field, we don't have the ability right now to control the tempo during the game. We are even playing at 100 miles an hour, excellent football, scoring goals, or we could be flat in one of the games. Yeah. Lack energy, lack motivation, and that's on the coach. That's on Lampard. And that I'm saying Lampard is to blame, but also so the players, Yeah.
All right, well, let's get to the main topic of discussion.
One thing. Stamford Bridge need to be a fortress again. Arsenal used to be scared to play at Stamford Bridge in the past.
Yeah.
They're not anymore.
Yeah.
They're not anymore, and that's the problem. We need...
No fans is a big thing.
No fans is completely neutralized.
Not completely,
I think it's complete. I think it's completely neutralized.
But I want to ask you, Naji, what would you say is Chelsea needs to put on their New Year's resolution list? What is it that they need? Do they need to bulk up and buy a bunch of players? Do they need to lose some weight and dump a bunch of players? What do they need to do?
They need to do a lot of things. And to start with, they need to finish in the top 4. If they don't, that is going to be a big, big problem. You know why? I ran my mouth too many times before the season starts, and I don't want to get embarrassed first and foremost,
Well, then you may not want to be on the show much longer because that's all we do is run our mouth, and it's now recorded for everyone to see.
That was actually what we were going to call the show, is Run Your Mouth with Lolo.
Yeah, just running his goddamn mouth.
Second of all, we need to qualify for the Champions League. We need to try.
That's not
and
second of all. You said first of all top 4, second of all Champions League.
It's the same
No,
thing.
no. We need to finish in the top 4 in order to get into the Champions League.
Yeah. That's not
We-
another
we-
thing.
We need to win the cup with the big ears, aka Champions League. You know.
Oh, that's far away, brother. I think Arsenal has just as good a chance of that as you do.
You know, if we can't make it into the top 4, then we are in the Champions League right now. We need to win it right now, unlike some other teams that can't say that right now, like the Red Devils and 2 teams in North London and stuff, you know.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how it goes for you.
But
Because
the second thing,
just think about you guys going up against Bayern Munich right now. Do you think you stand a chance?
I don't want to think about
Destroyed
that.
everybody.
I don't want to.
I don't know
think
who
about that
stands
right
a
now.
chance against Bayern Munich, but
Hey,
y'all
you-
certainly don't. Unless Lampard is going to, strap on his boots, then maybe you have a shot.
We're
Fat
playing
Frank in the
Atletico
middle.
Madrid in the next round. We're playing Atletico Madrid in the next round, and I am so happy Diego Costa is no longer with them.
Well,
So
they don't
happy.
need him. They don't need him.
Yeah.
Look,
It
at
wasn't
this,
any good with them.
I'd say this year you would be. I would prefer to see Real Madrid than Atletico Madrid this year.
I hear you. That's a good point there. Second of all, please, Chelsea, do not sack Frank Lampard. There is
Yes.
no one better than him right now. Outside, they can't find a better coach than him. He knows the club in and out. He played for Chelsea for 13 years, scored 211 goals. He made lemonade out of lemon last year, and finished in the top 4. He couldn't even sign players. So Frank Lampard or Chelsea, please do not sack that guy.
Absolutely.
What the hard part is for a young coach like him is being given all the money in the world.
Right.
It's like, yeah, I can turn the crap I have in my kitchen into a good meal. But if you gave me all the money to go out and buy good ingredients, I'm like, well, I still need a pack of ramen, like, to sprinkle
I'm
on
worried.
top. Like, it's tough. It's not super easy to be given all these players or to choose the right players, you know?
Did you know Chelsea sacked and hired 16 managers since
yeah.
2000?
Wow, that's crazy.
I didn't know the number, but I knew it was something like that.
That is.
about
So
as
I'm
many
worried about him.
quarterbacks as the Minnesota
And they've been
Vikings have had.
successful doing it. That's the thing that makes you scared.
And they've been winning the league. Next season, sack the coach. Win the champions, sack
Exactly.
the coach. Like,
I mean,
it's crazy.
do you know who won the Champions League for Chelsea? Roberto Di Matteo.
Wow. No,
Yeah.
I didn't
So,
know that.
And I want to please, Chelsea, don't turn Kai Havertz into the new Kevin De Bruyne situation. We sold Kevin De Bruyne, and we might take a decision here to sell Kai Havertz quickly, and he's not gonna, he might turn the player that De Bruyne is right now, and that's a problem.
He could.
You know who else left Chelsea and turned out to be good? Give you some of the names there.
This guy Salah?
Somebody named Mohamed
Mo Salah? Mo Salah?
One of the best strikers in Europe, Lukaku.
Lukaku.
You mean Lukaku, right?
Mo Salah,
Yeah.
De Bruyne, and of course Matic.
Yeah. Yep.
I want to also have something on my list for the New Year's resolution for Chelsea. Can we win some big games?
No.
I mean, we haven't won a game against mid-table teams so far. Can we win a big game this year?
That's a good New Year's resolution. Win against a big club. Win a big match, and that can get you going. Not that I want you to.
Let me tell you one thing. We are only 7 points away from the top.
So is half the league.
You guys are more than 7 points away from the top, but you're about 6 points away from that top 4 spot.
You're right. But every big team goes into crisis, Man City is coming out of the crisis right now. They're scary right now. So
Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
very, very worried about City flying with the league, you know?
To me, Man City is looking like the team to win the league right now.
That's
They're
my-
the
Definitely.
only one with the consistency. Every other
Definitely.
team looks good, and then they look terrible.
Yeah.
Looks good and looks terrible. Well, Naji, it's been great talking to you. It's a great first episode for you. I wish all the best to you and your family, and I hope your club fails. But
Thank you, guys.
let's see.
Thank you, guys.
We'll check in and see how some of these New Year's resolutions are doing in the coming
Right.
weeks. And
Of course.
maybe
First step is to beat Fulham in the league. That's the next step to do, is
Well, if
beat
Ful-
Fulham in the league.
the first step with that would be to actually play Fulham, because Fulham is not playing anybody.
Nope.
I hope everybody's okay,
I hope so.
but
I
I'm
hope
also
so.
going to make jokes.
Thank
So,
you. Thank you very much, guys. It's been great.
It's been great talking to you. And
Naji, thanks for joining us tonight.
yeah, we'll see more from you soon, all right?
We'll see you guys
Thank
soon.
you guys
Take
for
care.
joining us. Thank you, Mark, for freezing your ass off all day.
Freezing.
And don't forget to like and subscribe and click the bell, and you'll be reminded every time a new video like this comes out. All right? Come on, you Gunners.
And get on Patreon. Buy me some gloves.
Yeah, go to the Patreon account, buy us some gloves. Well, I wore my little $1.50 gloves from D2.
That's all we need is $1.50.
All right. Cheers, man. Thank you very much.
Peace.